pod bay doors.
Greetings and welcome to another exciting episode of The Cinematic Traveler. I am your intrepid movie exploring host, Chris, and on this episode, I am going to be bringing you my review for the latest horror comedy flick to hit the cinemas. Yet another horror comedy. This must be the year of horror comedy movies. This one is entitled Hell of a Summer, and it is directed by Billy Burke and Finn Wolfhard. And as you know from the past few weeks, I am a sucker for a horror comedy, so I cannot wait to talk about this movie. But before I do have to ask a favor of you. No, I don't want any of your tariff money. All I want you to do is whatever you are watching this show on or listening to the show on, somewhere on that device, that screen, there is a follow or subscribe button. If you could please tap that button, I would greatly appreciate it, as it does help me and the show, but it also helps you as well. You won't miss any of my future episodes, and you can go back and listen to my previous amazing reviews and hear my sexy, sexy voice. And on a few of them, you can see my sexy, sexy face. Although I think I need to shave. All right, anyway. Also, if you could share the show with your friends, family, annoying co-workers, masked serial killers, I don't care. Just share it with somebody. Share it on your social media. You can find me on social media. Probably Instagram is the best way to do it, at Cinematic Traveler Pod. I also have an email address, thecinematictravelerpod@gmail.com. I'm on all the other services as well, but I hardly ever go on there, only to promote the show. So those two are probably the best ones to go with. So there, I got through all of that podcaster, YouTuber, mumbo jumbo, quick, fast, and in a hurry so we could dive into this episode. Before I do, let me just ask, how are you doing, my beloved listener? Again, you're getting this at the beginning of the week, so we're pushing that boulder up the hill again, and the weather outside is getting a little bit warmer, making us sweat a little bit more. Isn't that more fun? Ooh, yes, it is. What is he talking about on this show? At any rate, I hope you're doing well out there, and like I said, I can't wait to get into this episode, so let's not mess around, and let's talk about Hell of a Summer. I do have to over-explain a couple of things. I am going to be giving you a spoiler-free review as well as a spoiler-free plot synopsis. Now, in that plot synopsis, I have hidden two movie quotes. And if you can identify those movies that they're from and get in touch with me, I will give you a point for each one that you get right. At the end of the month, I add up all the points, and whoever wins gets to pick a movie for me to review next month. How exciting is that? How exciting is that? A little audience participation never hurt anybody. I know it seems a little uncool, but that's the best time of the week, is to be uncool with Chris. And I know I can hear you. Let's just get on with it. I agree. This is probably going to be a hell of a short review for Hell of a Summer.
Yeah, it's going to be fun on the bun.
Again, directed by Billy Burke and Finn Wolfhard. I believe this is their first film they are directing. Of course, you know Finn Wolfhard from Stranger Things. I believe that's probably the most popular thing he is in or ever will be in, especially after we get done talking about this film. Oh, what does he mean by that? What does he mean by that? You'll just have to wait. So we open Hell of a Summer with a young couple enjoying a night by the fire while camping. This moment of loving bliss is violently interrupted by a masked killer, proving once again that camping is always a bad idea. We are then introduced to Jason. No, not that one. This one is an enthusiastic camp counselor played by Fred Heshinger, and he is over the top excited for the beginning of summer camp. Now, he has been placed in charge of getting the new camp counselors ready before the kids actually arrive for the summer. Now, these new counselors include Jason's crush, Claire, played by Abby Quinn, putting even more pressure on him to prove himself. Now, his excitement soon turns to horror as he finds one of the counselors brutally murdered in her cabin, causing Jason to say something like, "Oh my lord, so young, so pretty. Oh, what monster could have done this?" Hint, hint. Now, with a masked killer picking off the counselors one by one, it's up to Jason to not only prove he isn't the killer, but to stop this psycho's rampage, saving everyone and winning the heart of his crush. Will this masked killer turn the place into Camp Blood? Or will Jason succeed with his plan to save the camp counselors and win Claire's love, only to realize, here we go, that even if we win, even if we win, even if we play so far above our heads that our noses bleed for a week to 10 days, even if God in heaven above comes down and points his hand to our side of the field, even if every man, woman, and child held hands together and prayed for us to win, it just wouldn't matter because all the really good-looking girls would still go out with the guys from Mohawk because they've got all the money. It just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. Hint, hint. There, you got a little over-the-top performance in this episode. But I will not spoil this movie by answering those questions. But I will give you the best review for Hell of a Summer in all of the YouTube podcaster universe. Nay, in all of the universe. Okay, so let's go ahead and move into the positives of Hell of a Summer.
Sounds pleasant.
And this probably will not take long. I did like Fred Hessinger, I think that's how you say his last name, as Jason, this sort of lovable, losery kind of camp counselor. He's just so excited. He wants to be the leader of everything. He wants it to go great. He wants everybody to have an amazing summer and have this special summer camp experience that he's had his whole life, that he just loves it so much. And he does portray that very well. I think he's the most endearing character in the whole movie. He's putting his effort into the film, which lets him down. Oh, it lets him down. But yeah, at least he's giving it all he can to carry this movie. He does have good chemistry with Abby Quinn, who plays Claire. I like their back and forth. He's got a crush on her, as I mentioned. She's kind of got a crush on him. So they have this sort of playful back and forth. And it's really sweet. And even me, with my bitter, cold, dead heart, had a couple of moments where I went, oh, that's so sweet. Because they did have good chemistry. And I would have liked to see more of them on the screen together. Let's see, another positive. I think the opening segment that you get in all of these slasher movies where they set up the killer and everything, I think that one was pretty good, where it's got some inventive kills. And I thought for a moment, my hope was raised that this would be an enjoyable experience. I'd get a few laughs and a few scares out of this movie. Oh, I was wrong. We were all so wrong. Another positive, as I mentioned, is a horror comedy. So there was a joke that made me chuckle. It's a recurring joke, so I think I chuckled twice about it. It involves the theory that the killer is killing off all of the really hot, sexy counselors, and one of the survivors is upset that he wasn't in that group and brings it up from time to time. That was the closest I had to a laugh in this hour and a half movie, which brings us to our final positive. That is that it's an hour and a half long. Oh boy, and it felt every minute of that hour and a half, especially when Regal Cinemas has to tack on another damn 30 minutes of shit. God, how many commercials do you have to put before the movie? Oh, Regal. It's brutal. And that was the only theater showing this movie, so I had to suffer and go over there. God, I hate Regal Cinemas. But hopefully my anger at Regal isn't the reason I didn't like this movie. Anyway, speaking of not liking this movie, let's go ahead and talk about the negatives of A Hell of a Summer.
Uh-oh, I don't like the sound of that.
Okay, I don't really know where to even start with this movie. Oh, dear God. It's a horror comedy that is neither scary nor funny. So you can well imagine the joy that I had sitting in this movie with no scares and no jokes for an hour and a half, thinking, God, I could be doing anything else right now, and it would be more productive than this. Oh, the wasted hours that I'll never get back because of these movies, because of you, Billy Burke and Finn Wolfhard. God damn it. You little bastards. Oh, you little motherfucker. But anyway, yes, there's nothing really funny in this movie. Like I said, there was that one reoccurring bit that got me to at least chuckle a little bit. Outside of that, None of the jokes land. This movie feels like, and it was written by, of course, Billy Burke and Finn Wolfhard, which I'm going to get to in a minute. Finn Wolfhard, kind of godforsaken issue with you, my friend. But it feels like this movie is funny to them and them only. And it just nothing lands with these jokes. You have this great concept. This is a layup. I mean, this is a layup. It's a slasher movie. If you want to make fun of it, make fun of it. There's so many tropey things in slasher movies that you can make fun of. It's been done in countless other movies. I think Scream did it the best. Although, Scream is kind of a horror comedy. I laughed a lot in that movie, but it pulls it off perfectly. But another good one is Behind the Mask, what was it, Leslie Vernon story? I think that's what it is. That one is really good. That starts out as a comedy and ends up as a straight up horror movie. But yeah, there are so many tropes and stupid things that you see in these movies. You know, the killer walking slow but always catching people, and the stupidity, the counselors and all that fun stuff that you could have played with and had fun with. And instead you get nothing. You get a lot of stupid, I don't know what it was. I hate to sound like a bitter, mean, grumpy old man than I fucking am, but my God, these jokes, I don't know who they were made for. There's some bits that are like supposed to be some kind of like, quirky young people, with your quirky observations about shit that I think were supposed to be funny that don't land. And then it has this weird thing where it'll do stuff that's like straight out of like Airplane or something, where you're like, oh, wait a minute, what kind of movie am I watching? Is this like a smart ass movie, or is this a dumb Airplane type movie? So you get sort of these tones and these jokes that really don't work. God, I don't want to spoil anything, but my God, there's again, I don't outside of that one bit, I have nothing else to even say that was mildly amusing. Oh my God, it could have been fun with the character of Jason, the camp counselor, because you've probably seen the preview where at the beginning his mom is like, oh my God, you've been going to camp. Who goes to camp for 24 years and all that? And he just loves it. And the other camp counselors, they just think he's a moron, and they're look down on him because he's so enthusiastic about this stuff. But you could have used that to your advantage. You could have had him, all these skills that he has learned over the years of being so enthusiastic of being in a camp or summer camp, and, learning whittling and bow and arrows, even though I will give it credit, there's a setup and payoff with bow and arrow. But you could have used all that stuff to make it funny. There's a point in the movie where he becomes like a, I don't know, Bruce Campbell Ash type hero because he knows all of this stuff and he knows the camp. And, it could have played against all of the, smart ass teenagers that he has to work. There, see, in 30 seconds, I've already had a little more life to this movie because, my God, the comedy's not there. The horror, there is no horror in this movie. Outside of the very opening, everything else is lame. I mentioned you don't get, I think there's one gory kill, and I'll give you a gore score at the end, but there's one that's, God, I don't even like to say gory. It's one that you actually see them getting killed. Outside of that, it's sort of, you see the killer, and then the next thing you know, the person's dead in the cabin or whatever. So you don't even get that enjoyment out of it. Again, something else that you could have added humor to and had fun with, and they don't do anything with that, especially with these characters, because they all have their specifically, like there's a vegan, and then there's like this guy who's always telling lies about things, and the one guy's trying to get laid and all that stuff. You could have had inventive kills. They had one that was really stupid. It was really stupid when they did it. And when they did it, I was like, my God, really? That's the best you could do? Finn Wolfhard and Billy Burke. That's the best you could do? Oh, God. I know I'm not really giving you a very good review on this one. This movie sucks. God damn, it sucks. And that just leads into the script and the characters. And it just, oh my God, these characters are, and I get it. They're one note characters in slasher movies. That's what makes them fun. You got the typical person. Again, if you're going to make a horror comedy and you're going to use these tropes, then use the tropes. This movie doesn't. You don't like anybody outside of Jason and Claire. Everybody else, I could not have cared less if they lived or died, which takes you out of everything. Again, I've mentioned this before, but if you're going to have a horror comedy, well, number one, it has to be funny. And number two, the best ones, they take the horror seriously. They're not laughing at the horror. It's more that they laugh about all of the stuff around the horror of the movie. And this one, it gives you none of that. And these characters aren't interesting. You hate all of them. So really about halfway into the movie, I was like, Jesus Christ, I should have went and saw the Minecraft movie. That's how bad this movie is, that I actually thought about going to see the Minecraft movie, a movie that I have no interest in and probably would have enjoyed more than this. Speaking of the characters, Finn Wolfhard, you little bastard. I got a bone to pick with you, my friend. You don't make a movie, you don't write this character and then cast yourself as this character that there are actual other characters who address his character, because his character name is Chris. So I'll give him a slide on that. Chris's are all awesome and incredible lovers, which are true. But I wouldn't write a character with my name on it and then be like, have another character say how wonderful I am and how I'm the perfect guy and everything is great and we don't deserve his friendship. I was like, oh my God, I just wanted to punch Finn Wolfhard right in the fucking face. And Billy Burke, you don't get away easy either. Your character is stupid. I could tell that these two were laughing at a lot of this stuff that just wasn't funny. Like I said, this feels like a movie that they think is hilarious, that the rest of us are looking around like, okay, this is moronic. I just don't understand how you could blow it. I mean, this is a layup. Making a spoof of a slasher movie is just so easy. And even if it would have been generic, if you'd have halfway thought some of this shit out and made a few jokes land and kept the horror at least believable, made me scared at a few moments, then maybe I would have enjoyed this movie. But my God, it's terrible. Terrible, Billy Burke. Finn Wolfhard, you made Chris's wolf limp. Oh, this movie sucks. God, I'm angry at this movie. Why am I so angry at it? I think because we've had so many, at least decent horror comedies this year. We've had, 3 or 4 of them that I've enjoyed. And then to get this just half-assed lazy bullshit. And I could just see, you know what I think it is too, is I could just, because they were on the screen all the time, I could just see these two guys like, oh, this is funny. I'm like, man, I just want to punch you in the face. Give that money to someone else who has got talent. Finn Wolfhard, I'm sorry, buddy. Best thing you did was Stranger Things, and that was 110 years ago. And I don't think there's one actor on that show that has done anything after. Is there? I think, what's her name? Millie Bobby Brown. She's still trying, but everything I watch her in, she's kind of terrible too. But talk about a show that I could not care less that the final season is coming out. I mean, good God. They keep showing that on Netflix, like the final season is coming. And I'm like, I don't care. I don't even remember what happened past the first season. All right, I'm off on a tangent now. So my final verdict for this film, if you couldn't tell, it sucks. Don't watch this movie. Don't watch it when it comes on streaming. Don't even acknowledge that it ever existed. Let's just say for that hour and a half. You know what? I need the Total Recall chair. They could just implant a memory for that hour and a half where I am with some curvy girl being crushed between her thighs. No, that's disgusting, you pervert. Oh, but it's my fantasy. My name is not Quaid. Anyway, yeah, it's a terrible movie. Don't watch this movie. Finn Wolfhard and Billy Burke, you guys suck. I'm sorry. You just suck. No, you know what? I'm not sorry. You guys suck. You know how easy this movie would have been to make at least entertaining, and you couldn't even pull that off. You couldn't even give me a decent kill in this movie. So I don't even think you're horror fans. I think you're just little pricks, basically. Fuck this movie. Fuck its title, Hell of a Summer. Fuck off. Just fuck off. All right, I gotta end this. I'm bitter. I need to go. I don't know. I gotta go to the gym or something. Oh, anyway, yeah. Oh, I didn't do a gore score. Yeah. Let's see. A gore score for this one, probably about a 1.5. I know I go from 1 to 5. 1 is hardly any, and 5 is Terrifier 3 levels. This is about 1.5. There's some blood, and you get one kill that you get to see, and that's about it. So yeah, all around terrible, disappointing. I don't even want to say disappointing. It's just terrible. This is a bad movie. Not even a good bad movie. I couldn't even have fun with it. Man, you ruined my time. Not only an hour and a half, but the time it takes for me to record this and edit it and download it and do all the bullshit I have to do with that. Finn Wolfhard, you owe me, you fucker. God, I can't stop. I'm raging. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. All right, let's move along. So yeah, that wraps up our review of this piece of shit movie. Hopefully you're still with me. If you are, then I must have done something right. Again, if you could follow, subscribe to the show, all that fun stuff, I greatly appreciate it. Play the contest. Let me at least get something out of this episode. Let's see. My next episode, I'm actually going to do something a little special for you. I am going to do a midweek episode. I'm actually going to do a couple midweek episodes because the winner for last month's movie quote contest has given me their choice. I'm not going to do it this week. There's something else I'm going to do. I don't know. This could be something, I don't want to say different, but anyway, you'll have to come back and check it out. But then I think next week I'm going to do the winner's choice. It's a good one. It's a really good one. I'm excited to watch that movie. I actually just watched it not too long ago because I really do enjoy that one. So that'll be a lot of fun to talk about and get into. So having said all of that, I do want to thank you for taking the time out of your day to listen or watch my show. I greatly appreciate you as an audience member. I tell everyone I know I've got the smartest and sexiest audience in all the podcaster, YouTuber universe. And you never fail to live up to those high standards. Now, as you are traveling around on this blue and green ball bouncing through the cosmos, I need you to do a couple of things for me. Number one, stay as far away from Hell of a Summer as you possibly can. And I also need you to go out there and do that voodoo that you do so well.
All right, show's over. I'm tired.